Welcome everybody. This is Jabberwock, bringing you possibly the last StarCraft Brood War game ever to be played by the Pro League, and that is a very depressing statement to make right there. This is going to be the OSL, the Korean Air Season 2 OSL 2010 Finals, played in Shanghai, China, which is very interesting. I'm sure there's some money that had to deal with that, some commercial stuff. But anyways, so this is going to be in China, and it's obviously going to be another Jaedong versus Flash, which is really exciting. But at the same time, this is possibly, the last StarCraft Brewer game, because I think the OSL and I think the MSL as well is going to be switching over to StarCraft 2. I'm not so sure about the MSL, but I'm almost positive the OSL is. They already have the GSL, which is the GOM TV Star League thing, which a lot of players are going to. And it's just kind of a depressing thing, because with the new age of StarCraft, I love StarCraft 2, by the way. I'm not bashing on StarCraft 2. I think it's an amazing game. But at the same time, you lose that sense of culture. You lose that sense of what's the right word for it? The sense of tradition. That's what I'm looking for. That you lose that sense of tradition. I'm sure that a lot of the players are going to convert into StarCraft 2, but at the same time, I'm also sure that some of the players are going to choose to retire at this point in time, which is another depressing aspect of switching over to StarCraft 2. And I think that StarCraft has a lot different feel than StarCraft 2. I've played both games, and it's definitely different. StarCraft 2 is a little more streamlined, and there's auto mining as well as mules. I mean, there's a lot of things to keep up APM and that need APM, but it seems like how you can have pretty much as many units as you want in a control group instead of 12. And stuff like that. It just makes the game a lot more streamlined, a lot easier for other players to play. That's why I think XIJA is going to do so well in the GSL, is because those players with a lot lower APM can play with the best of them. And I think this game is going to be on Railline SC. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't check. But at the top left we have the blue Terran Flash, and not at the top left. The bottom left we have the blue Terran Flash, and at the top left we have some color, the purple Zerg Jaedong. And it's really interesting that Jaedong spawned purple, because purple is one of the power colors that Moltrap and Rise and Diggity were talking about a long time ago. Just to go back, I think that it's acceptable to do that just because this is going to be the last OSL. But yeah, they used to talk all the time about power colors and what colors usually beat another color and such. And so, a pause of the game. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe there's some lag or something. I'm not entirely sure. Flash is just chilling there. I don't know what's going on, but anyways. So yeah, Jaedong as the power color purple, and the purple is pretty much the strongest power color, I think, if I remember correctly. And so we're gonna see, I guess, if that holds true, but I have no idea what's going on here. Maybe the computer's messed up or something, or one of the players is flustered, one of the players having some issues. Looks like one of the technical guys is talking to Jaedong. Maybe one of the cameras off or something like that. But this just makes the anticipation even better, simply because they have to be thinking of they have to keep their mind totally on the game while this whatever is happening is happening. But back to StarCraft 2 versus StarCraft, and the fact that I think a lot of the players are going to change over, like I said before, but some of them I think are going to choose to retire. They don't want to play StarCraft 2. And it'll be interesting to see if any of the players choose to change races, because the races do play out a lot differently in StarCraft 2 than StarCraft 1, surprisingly. Looks like resume's going down. Right. Ah. There you go. Yep, resume the game. But yeah, so it's kind of interesting. I think some players will change, because Terran is a lot, I don't want to say easier, but the micro required to use Terran is Definitely not as high as it was in StarCraft, and none of the races are. I do think that Zerg is a little bit harder to use, to be completely honest. I know some people might disagree with me on that, but Zerg is a pretty hard race to use just because you have to spawn larvae, control all your hatcheries, control your units, and you have a ton of units. And yeah, sure, the control group thing does make it a lot easier, but at the same time, there's a lot more stuff to do, and Protoss has to chrono boost and stuff like that. Barracks going down, as well as a scout going out, a drone scout going out for Jaedong, so they both want to know what each other are doing. Overlord scouting in the wrong direction. A ton of people in Shanghai. I wonder how happy the people of Korea were that the the OSL finals weren't going to be in Korea. I bet they were a little bit peeved off, and a lot of people had to make the trip to Shanghai. Quick expansion going down for Jaedong, so he is going to go he did probably go 12 hatch or something like that. Overlord still is scouting in the wrong direction, although the drone is going to see his base pretty soon. The SCV does get in, does realize that it was a 12 hatch. In fact, spawning pool is about 1/3 of the way done. So pretty standard opening for both players. I think that Flash might try to block off his choke. Not entirely sure. Yeah, so not really. Just building his barracks in a little bit of strategic position. And the drone gets picked off, which is really bad for Jaedong actually, because especially the Zerg need to keep their drones alive as long as they can. Quick CC coming from Flash, and what is going on here? Oh, just transferring drones. I didn't really know what was going on. I think that was another hatchery, so maybe 3 hatch build. Although I don't know if I don't think that he picked up that extra the extra base, so he is just going to go 2 bases with 3 hatch, and I think he's going to use that hatch to spread the creep in between those other 2 hatcheries probably. That's what he's going to do. The SCVs does see this though. But anyways, yeah. And if you guys don't already know, John747 has a new video up, and it's about the history of the OSL from 1999 to 2010. It's a great video. I'm not sure if he made it or if he just uploaded it or not, but I think he made it. But it's a really great video, some really cool songs, and this Overlord might get picked off, and this could be really bad. Oh god, so lucky. Jaedong, come on, you're slipping up a little bit, man. But yeah, so that Overlord stays alive, luckily. But anyways, so that video is really kind of emotional. A lot of people think that StarCraft 2 does not live up to the par of StarCraft 1, which I think is pretty unfair. StarCraft 2 is a really good game, but at the same time, it just seems like everyone is losing hope, and it's in like a new wave. I mean, Cholera isn't casting anymore. Rise is quitting. Diggity is getting back into it. I don't think he's going to be as intense as he was. Klazar quit. I never was a big fan of Klazar, but a lot of people did like Klaz. My favorites personally were Moltrap, Cholera, Diggity, and Rise, not in any specific order or anything, but those were my favorite commentators. I've never been a huge fan of Ranchin or Nuke the Stars, but they are good commentators. I just, back in the day when all those people were commentating at the same time, there wasn't really any reason to listen to every single commentator just because they were all doing the same games, which is kind of weird. Well, I mean, kind of, it was not weird. Weird's the wrong word. Spire going down for Jaedong. It was just like repetitive if you watched everyone's videos, and really unnecessary. But anyways, Academy going down for Flash, so he probably is going to go Medic Marine Force. He also has the Engineering Bay down. Sorry, I haven't been really casting this game too much, but this is a big epic game, and this is the last OSL of StarCraft. It's kind of depressing. Zerglings out. There's about 6 Zerglings out for Jaedong here. Probably going to do a little harassment. Good block off with those Marines by Flash though. And 4 barracks going down, so that he's gonna be able to macro up really well, especially because he got that base down. And I don't know if Flash is... Oh, and Burrow being researched by Jaedong, so this is sneaky. Very sneaky of him. Flash isn't going to know what's going on, especially because he probably doesn't have a comp set down yet, and he's obviously not just going to comp set random spots, not thinking that Jaedong went for Burrow. That's really good on his part. He should have Mutalisk out by now. Oh, no, just kidding. Spyro almost done, and we'll see how many Mutalisks he actually make. He does see that Zergling. Hopefully he doesn't see a Burrow, though that would be really bad, because then you know he researched Burrow. A ton of forces by Flash here, but if they go right over, they're going to get surrounded by this Zergling force, and we're just anticipating what's going to happen. It looks like nine Mutalisks coming out for Jaedong, so this could be really bad for Flash. He needs to start putting some turrets up or something to be able to defend this, especially if he tries to move out that Medic Marine force. Another expansion going at the top right, and that girl looks really concerned. She's probably a Flash fan, because Flash is in a little bit of trouble. Top right expansion going down for Jaedong. And the Marines are getting kind of close, not too close. And he also has a fire bat in the back there, but if he moves out, this could be really bad for him. I think what Jaedong's going to try to do is he's going to try to lure those forces out and just kill off those Marines. This could be really bad for him. And surprisingly, that researching that burrow didn't put him back too far. He still was able to get all the Mutalisks he wants. I'm not sure if they were delayed or not, but anyways, they're getting into it. Oh, they're coming so close. Jaedong's just waiting, and patience is a really big part of this game. Oh man, getting a few hits on those Marines. More Marines going down. And no, don't do it, Jaedong. Wait a little bit. Keep waiting. Oh man, this is pretty intense. I just can't wait to see all those Zerglings kill off all those Medic Marines, and this could be very quick GG, especially if he takes out this whole force. That force is moving out, but critically, they're on the right side, and this could be really bad for Jaedong. Now they're on the right side. He needs to go attack from the other side. Oh, and he goes up burrow, and he up burrows, and this could be really bad for Flash. Except Flash is able to fight that. Oh wow, Flash is able to fight that force off insanely well. Those Medic Marines were placed perfectly. He stemmed them up, and those Zerglings didn't do a thing. Queen's Nest going down for Jaedong, so he's probably going for some Hive Tech, some Hydralisks out, probably going to morph into Lurkers. He's desperately trying to build Sunken at his base, because if Flash moved out, I think that he would be able to do a ton of damage. Starport going down for Flash, so he probably is going to go SK Terran with those Science Vessels. And Flash really could move out right now, I feel like. Especially because he has such a large force and he killed off all of those Zerglings and everything. All those Zerglings are really pretty cost effective. I mean, you can lose a ton of Zerglings and not be too far behind. That top right base is up though. Extractor going down as well. Queen's Nest at the 12 maybe? So maybe 4 bases to 2 is what I was looking at. I'm not sure if that's accurate. I don't think he has a 12 actually. So maybe just 3 bases to 2. Lurkers burrowing down, and that Overlord is going to get picked off. Flash is probably going to move to the top right base, and this could be a little bit bad for him, especially if those Lurkers are hold position, but I don't believe he's really good scan there, except he moves in anyways. I don't know what he's thinking. Flash, what the hell are you doing? He just scanned it and then moved in. He knew the Lurkers were there. I don't know what he was trying to do. That choke point is really effective by those Lurkers, and Flash just plain messes up. Evo Chamber going down for Jaedong, so he's going to look to go to a little bit of a longer game, probably get some upgrades. I don't know if the Science Vessels are out. Control Tower and Science Facility down for Flash, so he should have Science Vessels pretty soon. Going to be able to use some Irradiate on those Mutalisks. Quite a bit of Medic Marines for Flash, so I mean both players are pretty much even right now. Jaedong being a little careless with his Mutalisks though, and they almost get picked off. Some hits going down on them. Tanks out now as well for Flash. So this is going to become that long macro there's no Protoss here, TVZ that we've been seeing from Flash and Jaedong. I think if Jaedong did some early pressure, that would be good. But you know what? Early pressure, any build that you do against Flash, Flash can beat. And the same thing goes for Jaedong, but I really think that Flash has a little bit of the upper hand, especially because he's coming off that win in the MSL. But Jaedong did come out in the WCG Korea. They both advanced. I'm not sure when that's played or if that's already been played, WCG, the worldwide one, but I really am curious to know what happened in that, because the Korean players just run all over the foreign players and the American players, and it's just really funny to watch. Nidus Canal's out for Jaedong, so he's going to be able to move his forces really quickly. Not much else going on though, just a lot of macroing up. Zergling dying there. Really happy Chinese guy or Korean. I can't tell which, sorry. But probably because the finals is in Korea. He's happy that he gets to see it live. I think he's not Korean. Koreans are pissed